Hello everyone, my name is Steve Sturman and I'm an instructional designer here at the UB School of Social Work. Today I'm going to be talking to you about Ally and UBLearns, or Blackboard. What Ally is a new tool in Blackboard that will actually scan any documents that you upload into Blackboard and check them for accessibility. What we're hoping to do is have you work towards making your documents accessible. And we really view this as an ongoing process. We don't expect you to go out tomorrow and redo all your course documents and make sure everything's 100% accessible. Rather, what we'd like you to do is start thinking about accessibility so that when you make changes to your course or update materials, you design those with accessibility in mind. Or if you're designing a whole new course, we hope that you will build the accessibility features in as you are doing that design, because it's always easier to plan ahead and build these in as you're making new materials rather than going back after you've received an accommodation letter from a student and then have to make them accessible for that student. So really, we want you to start thinking about accessibility and start integrating it as you naturally update your materials. And like I said, we want this to be an ongoing process. So what Ally does is it automatically scans any document that you upload into Blackboard. And it checks it against a bunch of web standards to make sure that that document is accessible. And like I said, it scans anything you upload into Blackboard. So you need to pay attention if you are typing things into item boxes and using the editor to create content. Those things do not get scanned. So when you're doing those types of things, you want to make sure that you are making those accessible also. So if you're uploading images, you're going to put in alt tags, you want to make sure it's formatted well, those types of things. But Ally does not scan those. It just scans anything that you attach to your posts in Blackboard. And what Ally does, it looks for barriers to accessibility. So these are some of the major things that Ally looks for: insufficient contrast, no headings in your document, no structure, images without descriptions, links without descriptions, tables without column headings. It's looking for scanned PDFs. Those are usually a problem because when you scan a document into a PDF, sometimes it scans it as an image instead of as text. And when that happens, someone with a screen reader can't actually access that document. And then it looks for a bunch of other things also. But these are the major accessibility issues that Ally scans for. So again, these are the foes. It checks for these common problems. And whenever these problems are present, your accessibility score is going to be lower. So we really want you to make sure that you are addressing these accessibility issues so that your score gets higher. Ally also, I just want to warn you, sometimes can give you false positives. So things like insufficient contrast between text color and background is often difficult for Ally to determine. So it may say that's a problem when it actually isn't. And I'll talk a little bit more about this once we get into the specific ways that you remediate PowerPoint and Word documents. So when you go into Blackboard now, you may have noticed that these little indicators are appearing next to the documents you upload. And very simply, anything red or orange needs to be fixed. What we're really hoping for is that you can get your documents into the green area so that they will have a high accessibility rating. One thing that's important to note, students do not see these indicators, so you don't have to worry about them seeing these and complaining about that. They're just there in the instructor view. so that you have some idea of whether your documents are accessible or not. And once you've uploaded your document, Ally goes a step further, just telling you whether it's accessible or not, but it also tells you how to fix any issues it identifies. And in our next video, I'll actually take you into Blackboard, show you how to access the tool and where to find all this information. Okay, so here, and again, I'll show you this in Blackboard, but this is typically what you'll see. You'll get an indicator on the side with red, orange, or green, showing you how accessible your document is. It'll also describe what the issue is, and it'll give you links to how to fix and address those issues. Again, this is the same screen. It'll also tells you how to improve your score, and I'll show you this in more detail when we get into Blackboard itself, rather than just describing this now. One of the other real cool features of Ally is that it will take your document and it will provide them in alternative file formats. And these are some of the formats that Ally will provide for you. So it will OCR a PDF. It'll help tag your PDF. It'll convert it to an HTML format also. So if you've ever tried to access a PDF on your cell phone and it's such a problem dragging and dropping and reformatting the screen all the time, an HTML document works better on mobile. So Ally will automatically provide a version that's mobile friendly. So that helps everyone. And the other things it will do, it will also make EPUBs so people looking at it on a tablet can view it better, electronic braille, and it will even create an audio version of your file, which is really cool because you may have students that are visually impaired that will be able to listen to it, but you may also have students that have a long commute and they may be able to play this on their car while they're commuting, so it really helps everyone. So like I said, what we're really hoping for is that you start moving your documents to be more accessible for everyone. We view this as an ongoing process, so don't worry about having to do this all right away. But we really want you to get moving in that direction because we do have students in our program that do have accessibility needs. And with those students, we'd like you to be planning ahead for them so that you don't have the stress of dealing with this when you get an accommodation letter.